All right, how are we doing, guys? I just thought I'd do a quick video update on what I've been looking at in the market recently because we're coming up to some really interesting times right now in Bitcoin. I mean, if we look at the lower time frames, like just looking at this chart here right now, we can clearly see that this is just your really standard bull flag pattern playing out, and this is either going to go up or it's going to go down. So sort of want to do a little bit of an analysis and just check out what's going on in the market at the moment. If we just draw the direct boundaries of the wicks on the hourly or the 4 hourly, we can see this is a very, very nice huge bull flag at the moment. And if we just map this out on a Fibonacci tool as well, it's still holding above the 50 level pretty nicely. Got two tags of the 50. It's been holding above that level, so still pretty bullish. I mean, if this does play out and break to a new high, we're going to be looking for at least 11.4k, I would say, and then obviously the higher boundary is the higher target is 12,600. Just purely based on playing this bull flag, so and the Fibonacci targets. But that doesn't mean that those targets are going to hold true, though. I definitely can see this 11.5, 11.6 area as being a definite area of interest if we do break the upside. So yeah, let's go back to the main chart that we were just looking at before. This guy here, because I think this is a really interesting time for Bitcoin right now. I think the last video update I did was a little bit of a time ago now. It was a little while ago because we've actually been working really hard on doing the webinars. We've been doing 2 webinars per week just recently, and been focusing on getting the content out and perfected for those. And also we did a couple of free webinars for you guys as well. So hadn't done a quick video update in a while, and we were sort of looking for these areas down here. And I still have this this long entry down to signal that we want to be looking at getting in at this 7.2, 7.3 sort of area, which obviously we can see gave the perfect entry before this huge rally. I mean, obviously we didn't know that Chairman Z was going to come out and say that they're implementing blockchain programs right across China, and we're going to have a 40% pump. But this is what we have been looking for a while. This sort of big sell-off after the descending triangle dump. So we have this big sell-off and then the spring that comes back and reclaims this level. So I've drawn this a million times and said that this is the area that we want to be getting in and buying from. Unfortunately, the spring has come back and we're actually resting right underneath the resistance level at the bottom of this weekly order block. And there's a lot of daily levels through here as well. So we've got the daily order block, which is obviously the lower boundary is defined at 9080. So this is the daily order block, this one through here, which has been a particular area of interest, especially for the bulls who've been longing from this area for quite some period of time now. Obviously 2 really nice longs right off this level, and now coming back into this range again. We've been bouncing off it a few times. So we're sort of stuck between the resistance, which is very heavy from the bottom of the descending triangle, which I was actually expecting to blast through this and reclaim this range and get a really nice retest, a bullish retest of this level, and then take off from here like that. But obviously that hasn't happened, and we're sitting underneath the resistance at the moment, which is obviously a much more bearish position to be in. You want to be holding on top of these levels for the bullish continuation and go like this and then take off, right? It doesn't mean that we're not going to reclaim this level. And I think when we do, a long above 9,600, 9,650 is a really good entry. And I'll be going quite heavy at this level. Once we reclaim that level, I think it's going to be a really good position to be getting quite heavily long from for the push up to this 11.4, 11.6 sort of area, because that is another really strong weekly order block, which is also one of the levels that we just saw as a Fibonacci target as well from the bull flag if this does break to the upside. Another really important factor to be looking at right now is this descending triangle. The higher boundary of resistance from the descending triangle. Now, when we're on log scale, the price is actually underneath this level here. But when we're on linear scale, we've actually already broken out and it's finding it as a level of support. We can see that every time we've come back to this level, it's bounced off it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. We would probably stretch to say that's 5, but at least four dailies have bounced or wicked into that level. Well, it's not really a level, it's because that diagonal trend line, and wicked into it and been pushed back above. So there's definitely a lot of buying activity going on in this area here. And as we can see as well, another reason is because not only do we have this daily order block support through here as well, which has been confirmed multiple times, we also have the daily MA200, which is a very important moving average line. And you can see that we have recency bias to say that this is a factor right now after getting rejected here multiple times. And now we're obviously on flipped and we're on top of that. And now it's bouncing off of the 200. The 200 daily, the 200 weekly obviously is a very important level in all markets, especially in the stock markets. And we do see it play out in the crypto market as well. And the 204 hour, it's probably really one of the only moving averages that I pay attention to. Apart from that, I don't really use moving averages that much in my strategies. But the 200 is definitely noteworthy, and it's something to take note of. And so, the bouncing off the 200 after being resistance here and flipping into support is definitely noteworthy. And we want to make sure that we don't lose this level and break down below it and then come back up, retest it as a bearish retest and then sell off, because that's not going to be a good sign. So we want to definitely hold the 200 daily moving average, and we want to see price take off from here. Now, it's not saying that it definitely is, because I think, we're starting to look more and more bearish on the higher time frames. The longer we stay underneath this weekly order block, because this is pretty strong resistance from these 3 touches, or really there's a 4th and a 5th back here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touch level, 6 touches really over here, right? To be pushing to this level, not breaking through. We definitely want to break it through this level and flip that level into support soon. We don't want to see this going on for another week or so. I think eventually we'll break down. And obviously sitting underneath the log resistance as well from the descending trend line, right? We want to take over and break out of that trend line and get to the other side of it as soon as possible, and then reclaim the weekly order block and take off. They're going to be definitely very key areas of interest. And, the reason why we have been stuck in this range for quite some time now, it's been almost, a week and a bit. 2 weeks pretty much we've been range bound in here, right? And the reason is because there's so much really strong resistance above here, and there's so much strong support directly beneath us as well. And if we look a little bit further, if we do break down through these levels, we have really strong support directly below that from the previous cluster high, which is this level back here, from where we were in May, June. And then also from the most recent cluster high from this range through here, where we had the top of this range, which is quite an important area, I believe, as well, where the closes are the shooting star reversal pattern, which is about 8.6 up to that 8.750 area. I think is going to be an area that is pretty heavily contested by the bulls as well, and there probably will be a lot of people longing from that area. So I'm just going to put a little markup arrow there, because it's going to be areas that we're going to be looking for, definitely areas of interest. And then I think this level through here, the bottom of this order block through here, the 8,200 level is probably going to be a pretty solid area to look at as well, if we do break down. Now, the other thing to take note of as well is if we get up the Ichimoku cloud, and I am running the double settings for the crypto settings. You can look into Cape the Norm, I think is his Twitter handle. He talks about that a fair bit, a brave new coin, so you can have a look at that. But the settings for that are 20, 60, 120, and 30. Do go over it in a lot further in depth in the trading courses that we run as well, if you want to know more about that. But I'm not going to go into it now. So a high chance probability is that we're going to break sideways into the cloud and finally break out of the descending triangle resistance, and possibly come back down and either tag this level here or this level in here before we break up. I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like that, because it's very common for the Ichimoku cloud to play out like that. You push slowly sideways into the cloud like we are, and then we come down, we test the bottom of the cloud, and then launch up and do almost an edge to edge. But I could probably see something like this happening. We go sideways for a little bit and then break out the top here, reclaim this level, which would be another really nice long entry, and then push up to that 11.4, 11.6 area. So that's definitely a method that we possibly could take on the journey through the rest of the year. But I do think eventually we're going to head up. I'm not really buying into heading back below to make new lows below 7,000. I'd be pretty surprised if we did, but I mean, anything can happen. What I am going to be looking for is long entries from around the 8.6 and 8.2 area if we do get back down to those levels. But I think most likely this is going to go up. But at the moment, it is looking more and more bearish. The longer we spend without breaking through this descending trend line, just going sideways, I think the more and more bearish it becomes. Now, the main reason I wanted to show this video, I'll get onto in a second, but is the lower time frames on the hourly. So just before we take off, move off this chart, I think highly likely that we could break down soon, as this resistance is pretty strong and seems to be doing its job, and come down to test these levels around here, and then get a nice bounce off here, put in another nice bear trap, get all the bears trapped in here, thinking that we're going to be heading down to 6K, and then we squeeze them out, reclaim this level, and then it's sort of game over for the bears from there, and we're back into bull mode, heading into the last couple of months before the halvening, right? The other possibility is we just continue sideways forever like this, but I think that's probably low. But the range that we're in right now is quite tight, especially if you compare it to the volatility that we had back here. And even down here, we were more volatile than what we have been over the last 2 weeks. So volatility is going to kick back into the market soon. I mean, the Bollinger Bands must be starting to get pretty tight soon. Let's get those up and have a quick look. They're way off on the daily, but lower time frames possibly. So lower time frames, for instance, the 4 hour is really starting to squeeze. So we definitely could see that putting a squeeze soon, and we see a bit of action. Nice tag, perfect tag there of the Ichimoku cloud on the 4 hour. Actually, let's take a look at the 1 hour, see what that's doing. And 1 hour is getting very, very tight through here as well. So we're probably going to get a bit of momentum swing soon in the next couple of hours. I did just take a long entry actually, so I'm going to map that out for you guys and the reasons why I did take that. If you guys are doing the 6-week course at the moment, the first episode we actually talk about how to spot reversals, right? And longing or shorting pin reversal candles, right? So let's go quickly and take a look at this chart here, which is our 1 hour chart. I think it's got a lot of nice action on it at the moment. We can see that we've had a couple of nice swing failure patterns and pin reversals here. So this one was really nice back here, nice pin reversal candle that actually broke a very perfect SFP. So these are the really nice setups I like to look for. A 1 hour, anyone that's been longing through here is going to be either jumping into a short or they're going to be stopping out through here. So you get both sides of the tape jumping into a short trade, or they're closing out their longs through here through stops. You take those out, trap the shorts, trap the bears, and then we moon after that. This was a really nice trade. I got a bit of a I actually took profit at this level here, which is the first trouble area, but I went to sleep after longing this one, and yeah, that was a nice too. I think I got about 160% off that. But yeah, this was a really nice setup. It feels like sort of similar type setup as well to what we're looking at the moment. So the bulls defended this area through here, where we sort of came down and held the candle closes above a certain area, came down, retested that level, and then obviously moved up. And then we've done the same thing back here. So we put in a lower boundary of the close, and every time we came back below that level, the bulls have defended quite aggressively. We have a really nice, this is Dragonfly Doji, but a very nice pin reversal candle here, and it rallies straight after that, comes back, tests the same level again, and then rallies quite aggressively. This is a really strong rally for, you know, I mean, you're not going to get the very top, but, you know, that's about 5% move, so that's a really strong move if you're trading on leverage. And then now it looks like we're doing pretty much the same thing again. So we put in the lower boundary on the candle close through here, and then we have a couple of really nice pin reversal candles. This one comes down. Anybody that was longing in here or tried to long this candle here obviously is getting stopped out by putting their stops below this level. They're going to get taken out, and so we're going to have a lot of shorts trapped below this level here, and obviously going below this level. It didn't get a close below the 964 level, which I thought that's what I was looking for. I was looking for an SFP of that level, but this ended up being so strong, I ended up playing just longing through here anyway as we were coming up for this close, because it was pretty aggressive. And I had a short in as well, which was from back here through this level as well. So we had obviously this rally here, came back, bounced off the trend incline, and then we had broke down, and we had a very nice bearish retest of that level there. So you can't not short those sort of levels. 1, 2, 3, I guess you could sort of say 4 touch level, and then you know, so it's pushing into that level, become the highs get lower and lower, then it breaks down and retests. Got a nice double retest on that and rejected both times. If you tighten up to the candle closes, you can see through here we get a perfect wick above. So it's sort of like SFP, but an SFP on a diagonal level here, and we would have sucked FOMO longers into this market, as well as possibly even taking out some stops from anybody that shorted from this swing failure pattern. So this looked like a little bit of a nice pin top reversal. There would have been some people that put their stop loss right here, and they would get taken out by that. So you're sucking in those people there, and then they have to get back into the market if they get stopped out, which pushes the price down after we lose the level of support. And the bulls tried to hold it through this level here, and obviously couldn't. And then we break down, bearish retest that level, and dumps off quite nicely. So obviously I shorted this level here and took profit as soon as I saw this wick get put in, and flipped across into a long. So in a long now, the levels I'm sort of looking for, if this pattern keeps on playing out, we can see that it sort of came up to this rally here came up to challenge this level eventually. So if the market continues to play out this pattern, this wick up here should get taken out. Now it might not, so I'm probably going to put half of my take profit at this level up here. So let's just say we're getting to the top of this candle. That's going to be about a 280% move, and then if we do get up to here, it's going to be a 430% move. So not too bad. The other thing as well that we could be looking at also is this diagonal trend line could become a little bit of resistance. So that's something to be take a little note of, or maybe we'll come up and we'll hit this X marks the spot area. That wouldn't be a bad move either. Let's see how it plays out. In a really nice entry here, starting to move up, and obviously the way that you play these pins, stop losses below this level here. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what I'm seeing in the market at the moment, low time frames, what I'm looking at, and what's causing my entry triggers through here. And yeah, because there's a lot of opportunities, even though it's not moving that much. You know, it's like 5% from one side to the other side. So you know, this area around 9K has been a really good area to long from, especially when you're getting pin reversal candles like this. We are becoming into a much tighter and tighter range consistently, which is eventually going to break out soon. I'm hoping to the upside, maybe because I'm just a perma bull, I don't know. But I am prepared if it does break down to get those levels through here from around 8,700 to 8,600, and then the other level is about through here around this 8,200 area. So yeah, looking for a catch at the bottom of that Ichimoku cloud or something like that. And yeah, the other thing you can do as well is you can always just wait for it to reclaim this level as well. Because if we lose this range level through here, and then once we reclaim that, that'll be a really good area. That'll be a really good level to long from. So something like this, right? For example, has sort of been the range that we've been in, and then the two support areas are about through here, right? So if we do lose this level and come down and trap the bears, something like this, maybe putting inverse head and shoulders, this would be a really nice level. Once we do reclaim this range, get it back above 910, that'd be a really nice area to get back into a long for the move up. Sort of a stress-free long, because back here, it could keep going lower. It's quite hard to pick the bottom, but it's a lot easier to pick levels once they reclaim. So yeah, thanks a lot for listening, guys. Throw us a like and a share. Share with your other crypto friends. Help get the word out there of this channel. I do believe the content I put out is pretty good compared to a lot of the rubbish that is out there on crypto YouTube. So I would appreciate if you guys help me out. And yeah, also leave a comment and let me know how the sound quality is, because we've just got a new microphone. So it will be good to get your feedback on how my husky voice sounds on this. What is it, Thursday afternoon. Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. Catch you all soon.